Hello, everybody. It is me, Joe Doves, and I wanted to apologize in advance. I'm coming over a sickness right now, so I might have a scratchy throat or stuffing to apologize. But I wanted to get this video out for you. I know I did the arc, by the way, and I want to thank everybody that's been watching, liking, and also commenting on my episode 1, the arc video. And I really, really do appreciate it. But I wanted to kind of do another thing. A movie that I kind of watched while I was wheezing and coughing is Skinamarink. Now, there is a child's song called Skinamarink Dinky Dink, Skinamarink Doo. I love you. And it's kind of like a play of that. But it's a Canadian director named Kyle Edward Ball, and the budget for this was $15,000. And I'll get into the plot and everything, but before we get into that, guys, make sure you grab a snack, grab a drink, and let's talk some couch entertainments, because this is on Shudder. I believe as of now, it just came out yesterday or a couple of days ago. So if you have a Shudder account, I would highly recommend you to get it, because this one's an interesting one. It's not. It's going to be very divisive as far as why people will love it or people will hate it, because usually horror is very subjectively, looked at. They might look at this and being like, I'm just staring at walls and darkness, and there's a couple of jump scares. I don't get it. And then there's going to be the other people that are, with the jump scares scaring them, that's going to freak them out. And then with the background story of these weird camera angles is going to probably get people freaked out. And I want to tell you guys about this. So let's get into the three coverages as far as how I review things. And keep in mind, this is a non-spoiler review. So if you want a deep dive, make sure you hit like button. And we're going to go for that 10 likes. Now, the other video, the arc, got up to 8, which means there's 2 more if you want a deep dive on episode 1. But if you want a deep dive on this movie, because I do have some analysis that I think what is going on between these two characters in this movie. So let's get into the plot, presentation, and writing. So let's head on to plot. All right, so plot. Let's go into the plot here. Plot is 2 children wake up in the middle of the night to find their father is missing, and things start to get freaky with all the windows and doors start vanishing, and you're in the perspective of these children. You have Kevin and Kaylee. I'll give you some plot points, but I don't want to spoil some things. In the beginning, see that Kevin is walking around. He falls down the stairs, and the father, which the father you never see, you kind of hear him on the phone talking to someone. You don't know who he's talking to. And then the mom is on there as well, where you see the backside of her. But they're not the stars throughout the movie. It's pretty much Kevin and Kaylee, as far as you're seeing them conversate with each other, like what happened to the windows, where's the doors, why did the toilet disappear, and they're talking to the mom. They say things like, why is mom crying, where did dad go? And that's where the layers of like the plot that I think is going on right now. But as far as like that, the plot is not very deep at all. And it kind of sucks that I have to like say it like that, but it's not in a bad way. Now, however you look at it, you might think it's bad, because you might have someone that's going to go, this is really, really boring. Like, I'm just looking at these 2 children conversate and play with toys, watch cartoons, looking at walls, having like very weird dialogue as far as like, again, where's dad, why is mom crying, um you know there's another conversation where it involves with a knife and Kevin, and you're just like, what is going on? And now if you look at it that way, you're just going to be like, this is boring. But when you look at things, and I really mean look at things, don't look everything at face value, just be like, oh, cartoons. Oh, toys. Oh, this is stupid dialogue. Where is it going to lead to? I hope there's going to be a twist at the end. Just really, really look at what they're saying, what is being presented to you, and why are things acting strange in this household. And especially look at the beginning when Kevin falls down the stairs And then there's another thing where it brings up 572 days. What does that mean? And as long as you read in between the lines, maybe that will give you some idea as far as what's going on with the plot. But if you're looking at it trying to be like, I want to be scared, maybe the darkness will scare you, where maybe the jump scares will get you. But as far as wanting a good story, meaning, you're getting a Conjuring or getting a, Exorcist or getting Omen, I'm trying to think of like Freddy Krueger, like Friday the 13th or Halloween, you're not going to get that at all. And you're not going to get like because usually when you see found footage, and usually they go, oh, Blair Witch, we're gonna get dialogue like that. You're not even gonna get Blair Witch dialogue. You're getting kids. You're gonna get like, where's mommy? Let's play with my toys. Here's a juice box and all that. And just don't expect anything big. But please, if you are gonna watch this, give it a chance. All right, let's talk about presentation. Now, with presentation, the quality of the movie, remember 15,000, remember found footage. And in the year, which I forgot to mention in the plot, is 1995. So every time when the lights turn off, everything's artifacting and it just looks very blurry, very messy, but it does it on purpose, obviously, because they want your mind to think, what is in that darkness? What is that thing talking to the children are about? So that's what the quality you're going to get. Now, a lot of people are going to be hating on the camera angles. The camera angles are very, very weird. Now, you'll see like the top of a TV, you'll see the corner of a ceiling, you'll see a top of the door, like the top half, because you're getting the perspective of the children. Now, keep in mind, these children are like 4 and like 12 years old. I know the Kevin is 4 years old. I don't know about Kaylee. I think she's 12. She might be the older sibling out of the both. You're getting their perspective. So when they're looking at the toys, that's what, kids do. They look at toys and play with them. You'll see them on ground view, meaning if they're laying on the floor, that's how the camera angle is going to be. It's just weird, and I know a lot of people that are going to be going into this film be like, oh man, I just looked at a ceiling, a wall, and a TV, and just everybody's going to probably put it down. But keep in mind, again, if you're not looking at face value, you will see that, oh, it's the perspective of a child. And then that's when you could, peel back the onion layers and start to see the plot of the story. So keep in mind when you're looking at those camera angles and how everything's shot, by the way, especially when it comes to like jump scares and stuff. Now, I'm not a fan of jump scares, but they did something really well in this where, there's a part where it says, hey, look under the bed. And right off the bat, it takes a really long time for the child to look under the bed, thinking that there's going to be something under the bed that's going to pop out at you. And then it waits, like another couple of minutes. Then it hits you with the jump scare. So I give them credit in that, where it's like not always doing the jump scare, but it also tricks you when it's doing the jump scare. So it does the jump scare right instead of just the sake of jump scare. The sound is really, really amazing. Like, I have these headphones on because I watched the movie monitor here because I wanted, the full experience. And there was at times where I had to like put down the headphones because the sounds are really creepy, and especially when you're talking to whoever's talking to the children, and then obviously when things start to happen, the sound design was really, really well. I mean, that's all I could talk as far as presentation. I'm trying to think off the top of my head what else it could be that I could do. I mean, when they're saying, things are missing, and I'll show you a little clip of video when the windows start, disappearing, or the toilet seat starts to disappear. It's very, it's a goofy edit, but you got to keep in mind these are children, and whatever's happening in this house, it's something I guess a child would think about as well. And if it is, I'm trying not to spoil things in my analysis. Again, if you want my analysis, make sure you hit that like button so that we can hit the 10 mark, and I'll give you my thoughts of what's going on in the house. But those edits are kind of freaky, but like, I am praising the sound, because the sound when it hits you with that jump scare is really well. And especially when, the mom goes into the closet and then you start hearing a weird noise and you're just like, what is going on? And it's really weird. And I like it. But keep in mind, there's going to be another divisive group that are going, yeah, this is cheesy. It's stupid. All right. Writing. Like I said in the plot and also the presentation, is the writing, there's not a lot to go on. Like I said, you get kid dialogue, and I don't want to repeat the same thing that I said in the presentation. That's all you get. Now, again, I want to say, when you're listening to their dialogue and then looking at their perspective of what they're looking at, pay attention, because that's where the writing, meaning the screenplay, comes in. Because remember, it's not all about dialogue and what the characters are saying. It's how things are shot to show you what they're looking at and possibly what they're thinking, or what they're looking at can be portrayed on the screen to you as far as what you come up with of what's happening in that movie. So writing wise, I would check that out, just to, what the kids are going through. Like I said, I have my thoughts. There's many theories out there. If you don't want to hear mine and you're just like, man, I don't want to wait for these 10 likes. I mean, Wendigoon has his own video. It's about an hour that he goes into analysis, and it's really, really well. And I'll link it down below to check it out. Writing wise, it's just nothing to it, and I don't want to spend too much time repeating myself on what they said. Just trust me if you are going to watch this movie, because it is quite long. That's the thing that I kind of want to hit it on, is that it's like an hour and 40 minutes of, looking at weird angles and toys and then having this dialogue and stuff. But in my opinion, I think it pays off. All right, guys. So to conclude this review, this non-spoiler review, I came up with, now keep in mind, this is still in the work. I'm trying to think of a rating system, because I do want to give you a rating system where you could clearly tell what is good and what is bad. So tell me if you guys agree with this. Now, I'm going to tell you what I have so far, and keep in mind, if you have any ideas as far as to play with words about couches, just like, how they feel when you're sitting down compared to a rating that we could show on a movie or a TV show, please write in the comments down below. It would be great. But this is what I have so far. So I have get rid of the couch. Get rid of the couch, meaning that I have 4. I'm not going to do 3, because there could be a low rated movie and it could still pretty much have a rating, but not completely garbage, right? So the completely garbage rating that I have is get rid of the couch, because who wants to sit on the couch if it's like unbearable to sit on? So that would be a movie or a TV show that literally sucks, and it's a 0 out of 5. The next one up, this is the lower rating, so still bad, but not enough to be a 0. I would go with uncomfortable couch, meaning it's I could sit on it, but it's uncomfortable where I'm constantly moving my booty as far as, if it's good or not. Firm couch is kind of like mid. Like, it's 2.5 out of 5, maybe a 3. And, like, it's not comfortable, but it's also not terrible. And then finally, couch is on cloud 9. Cloud 9 meaning the highest rating. It could be anywhere between a perfect or, a 4 out of 5 or a 4.5 out of 5. So where I'm going to put this, now I know this is very divisive and people are probably going to be like, it should be uncomfortable couch. I'm going to give a firm couch for this. It's very mid. I think because it's 50-50 as far as what I've been seeing online, I feel like I'm on the side that it's a good one. The only downside is the runtime, which is an hour and 40 minutes. Way too long. I would have probably done an hour and a half at most, or maybe an hour and 25 minutes, or even an hour. That's why I'll give it as a firm couch. As far as where you could see it, it's on Shudder. So if you have a Shudder account, it is on there. I didn't see anywhere else, but Shudder, usually that's where all the streaming movies are at. And I mean, obviously there's other ways that you can get it, but I'm trying to make sure that I'm being nice to the advertiser out there. So make sure you get that Shudder account and take a look at it. As far as what I'm going to be doing next, I'm still doing a roadmap as far as what I want to cover. But tonight I'm going to be watching The Last of Us episode 4, and I'll make sure that that review will be on this channel. Now, I did 1 through 3 on a different channel because I was trying to bring up the views as far as my Big Trouble Archives stuff, which is the network, the network of shows. So if you want to catch more of my content that I produce, make sure you go on BigTroubleArchives.com. We also have a Twitter, which every time we do content, we post it on this Twitter, which is BTA Content. And then also we're on Facebook at Big Trouble Archives. And yeah, again, thank you guys for watching. I really do appreciate all the views that you gave me on my first video, which is episode 1 of the arc. I will be doing that next week, obviously. And I want to bring this up on this video as well. There's 8 likes on the arc, and if we hit that 10, what would you guys want? Would you guys want it the next episode, like episode 2, to have a full analysis, and then I can give you my thoughts on the first one? Because remember, that's a pilot episode, and then obviously the plot is going to be moving along on episode 2. But give me your thoughts down below, and I really do appreciate it. Again, make sure, if you're new here, make sure you hit like, subscribe, and do a comment. I do appreciate it. I will see you on this couch in the next video. Even though I'm not on the couch, I'm on a chair, but whatever. It's the channel. The channel is the couch. All right, bye, guys.